What's up, everybody? Tech Chucker here, and it is vlog time. So I am recording this Friday night. It is September 22nd. I missed a couple of weeks for vlogs, but this one I really felt I needed to do because next week I'm going to be out of town. My work is sending me to Florida, to Orlando, Florida for the Microsoft Ignite 2017 conference. Now, this is basically, if you're not a tech person, this is kind of like Microsoft's version of the Apple big convention where they reveal all of their major new products and whatnot. So I am going there for my work, which means I'm going to basically be 8 until 5 at night, classes all day, yada, yada, yada. So I don't know how much content I'm going to be able to put up on my channel next week. I'm going to do my best, but I'm hoping there might be some time after to be able to run into a couple of local comic book shops to check out what's there. If I find something really, really cool, I'll grab it, but I don't have a huge amount of room in my luggage to be able to bring a lot of stuff home. So, and that's not really my main intent. But if you have some local comic book shop recommendations, I don't think I'm going to hit any Walmarts or Targets or anything like that because I already know what kind of stuff they have, and I'm pretty current on that stuff. I don't need anything. I don't need Marvel Legends. I'm looking for something unique. If I see something unique, I'm going to grab it. So if you have recommendations for local comic book shops, I've already gotten some recommendations off of Facebook. I'm going to be near the Orange County Convention Center. That's where the actual event is at. So if you've got some recommendations for that area or close by, let me know. If you've got some recommendations for really good places to eat, I'm all ears for that too. I'd like to have not chain restaurants because, you know, we've got plenty of chain restaurants here in Minnesota. I'd like to have something unique, and I'm not too worried about price, though, you know, I don't want anything too extravagantly expensive. Yes, my work is paying for my food, but my wife is coming with me too, and so we have to pay for her food, and neither of us are really the big fine dining people. So maybe 3 to 4.5 star restaurants, probably not 5-star. Tiny bit of news, just a little bit. If you didn't already know, where have you been? You've been under a rock or something. The X-Force Deadpool exclusive came and went like a thief in the night. It opened up for sale on Hasbro Toy Shop, or I think it was HasbroToyShop.com. And I think it was sold out in like 5 minutes. Now, the Black Series Captain Rex, that also was up for sale as well. That one, I believe, may still be available. Correct me if I'm wrong, but last I saw, they still had stock available of that one. And I think it reopened with more stock. But that might be sold out by now. So that is what happened in action figure news this week for what I was kind of interested in. I didn't get either of them. I just wasn't into the hype of the X-Force Deadpool. It just, to me, it wasn't super amazing, and I didn't feel like getting it, and I wanted to save my money for other things. So what did you guys do? Did you guys grab either of them? Did you get what you wanted? Were you disappointed? Let me know in the comments below. I'd love to know. We've got some really big, important, and I'm waving my hands. We've got some big, important things that I wanted to talk about this week. So, if you've watched my channel for any amount of time, you know that oftentimes I like to take topics that I've found off of Facebook and bring them to my channel and take a little bit deeper dive into them. And this week, we're going to talk about what it takes to have a successful YouTube channel. Now you're probably thinking, Tech, why are you the one that should be talking about a successful channel? You're not really successful. But that might be where you're wrong. Actually, no. Okay, let's back that one up. So we first have to decide what makes a channel successful. So I've got a few ideas for you. First, on the checklist of is your channel going to be successful? Number 1, do you have amazing hair? Check. Got it. Are you good looking? Check. Do you have an over-the-top personality? Definitely. Check. Do you swear a lot? Check. Maybe I don't. We'll take that check away. Are you shocking and offensive all the time? Check. Are you good looking? Notice how I said that one twice. Checked it twice. Are you rich? Because you should be. Are you arrogant? You should be that as well. Check. And the last but not least, to make sure that your channel is successful, is never commenting on or replying to your videos or anyone else's videos. Those are the golden rules of being a successful YouTuber. Wrong. Yeah, no, none of that really is all that important. I will say this. Now, I noted being good looking twice. We all know that when we're in the world of video, obviously things need to be aesthetically pleasing. So yes, it is going to help if you are attractive, or you at least clean up. So erasing my checkboxes. Shoot. The amazing hair thing, I thought, I got a haircut today, so that's why that was on my mind. But some of those things are really superficial. And some of those things aren't things that you can do anything about, because you can't really affect all that much whether or not people are going to be attracted to you. You can't make yourself rich if you aren't already rich. Now, there's things that you can do to improve that, but you don't have to be rich to be a successful YouTuber, especially a successful action figure channel. What makes your channel successful? It's in the eye of the beholder. It's in you. What do you want to be able to show that your channel is successful? Because there are channels that have hundreds of millions of maybe not hundreds of millions, but they've got millions of subscribers. And there are channels that have 20 subscribers. And everybody can be happy with wherever they're at. Okay, so what are some of the things that you need to do to be able to be successful? Well, I think number 1, you need to identify what your channel is going to be. And what I mean by that is, in context of what my channel happens to be, is action figure related. So if you're watching this video for whatever reason and you're not in the action figure or comic book world or whatever, here's what I'm talking about. Find the context of what your channel is going to be about. And then, in the context of what I do and what most of my viewers are into, break it down. Are you doing action figure hunts? Are you vlogging? Are you doing action figure reviews? Are you doing it for entertainment purposes? Meaning you're going to be writing some scripts and doing skits or doing stop motion or whatever that might be. Is your channel predominantly going to be news focused? Are you going to be bringing the news or talking about the news? Is it opinion based? Are you going to be doing debates? Are you going to do live streaming? Or are you going to do a mixture of all of that and other things that I didn't even mention? So I think the first thing is you kind of need to identify to yourself what your channel is going to be. Then identify what success means. And so what I mean by that is identifying your goals and objectives and your strategies. What do I mean by goals, objectives, and strategies? That sounds really, really boring. And it can be, but it doesn't need to be all that boring. Basically, your goal is a broad primary outcome. A strategy is the approach you take to achieve a goal. And an objective is a measurable step you take to achieve a strategy. So what's that mean? Okay, so the goal is I want to grow my channel by 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year. My strategy might be What am I going to do to make that happen? So I'm going to put out content on a daily basis, or I'm going to do a collab with another hunter, action figure hunter, or I'm going to do a live stream and invite someone to come in and do a debate, something like that. Those would be the strategies. The objective is the actual subscriber count. Are you able to measurably show that you met your goal? For my example, the easy measurement is I had X number of subscribers and now I have 1,000 more. Or if I have 2,000 more and I wanted to have only 1,000 more. Awesome, I did an even better job. So that's your goals, strategies, and objectives. If you don't have a destination in mind, how do you know that you ever got there? That's kind of the point that I'm trying to make. If you're going to be creating content on YouTube, you should have a basic understanding of how YouTube works. And there's a lot of assumptions and a lot of misinformation or misunderstandings about how YouTube works. And we'll get into that in a little bit of depth, not a huge amount. Okay, so we're going to talk about what is the most important to least important aspects of YouTube to essentially show success, in my opinion, meaning the quantifiable things that increase your metrics. So first and foremost, the most important thing to me is content. The content on your channel. So that means the actual videos, what they're about, is very, very important. Obviously, if you're doing videos that people don't care about, let's say you are going on an action figure hunt and you are only looking for the Fisher-Price Duplo blocks. Well, you might get a different audience than what you were expecting. Now, you might find success in that. You might actually find that you're getting tons and tons of views through that sort of action figure. Well, it's not really an action figure hunt, but that toy hunt. But the context matters. What's your story? What are you trying to convey? Then quality of your videos, and that's the video quality, audio quality, editing quality, lighting quality, just the technical aspects of that. If you're a really interesting personality, if your story's really, really good, that's going to kind of level out or make the quality of the video not nearly as important. People, if you've got a good story to tell, people will not be quite so bothered by bad video quality. Yada, yada, yada. But I'll say this. If your video quality is bad and your lighting is bad and your personality is not the most interesting, you're going to have a harder time. So, you're going to have a harder time getting lots of views and lots of, attention because there's a lot of content out there. There's a lot of video or a lot of creators out there. And some of these people have some really, really professional grade content. But you don't absolutely have to have that high a quality of stuff to be able to do this. I mean, I'm using just a webcam, not to say that my video quality is all that awesome, but it's decent enough, in my opinion. Obviously, I want to improve, and if I can get a better camera, if I can get a better microphone, if I can get a better personality on camera, if I can get a better script, etc., I'm going to try and do that. Okay, so what else is important with content? Putting in a good title. Make sure that your title actually is descriptive. It's not misleading or anything like that. Be careful with that because people will call you out on it. Metadata tags. So if you're not familiar with how YouTube works when you're uploading your videos, the metadata is important. It's basically just words or short phrases that you can put in that search will key off of to try and, when people are searching, to bring the videos that are most relevant to them. Also, it'll show videos in the relevant section and whatnot. So that information is very, very important. Then, moving away from the actual content, the other piece that I think is really, really important is interacting with your viewers, and being nice is very, very helpful. If you are a jerk, if you are cold, if you're snotty or condescending or anything like that, you're going to have a little bit harder time unless that's your thing. Some people have made a career off of being rude and whatnot, so I'm not going to say don't do that, but just know more often than not, people are going to appreciate it if you're being kind, if you're being nice, if you're being helpful, especially in nerd world where you're talking comics and whatnot. There's a tendency for some folks when a newbie asks a dumb question to be rude to them, to, just Google it or whatever, to be rude. And I just think it goes a long way to be polite to people, especially to help increase the success of your channel. Next up, collaborating with other creators. So in the action figure world, that can mean a lot of different things. That can be actually getting together and going on an action figure hunt together, but it could also be doing a live feed of some sort, or just basically like a Skype call or a Google Hangout call together where you talk about something. You're either vlogging together or you're having a debate or some sort of discussion, but getting together with these folks. Another aspect of collaboration is actually doing trades back and forth with other people. And a big part of that is actually networking with these people and creating relationships so that maybe they'll throw a shout out to you on their channel. You'll do a shout out to them on their channel. So you both can kind of promote each other. And then another thing that helps grow your channel is doing giveaways. I've done a couple of giveaways on my channel, and here's my opinion on doing giveaways. I think some channels, they go into doing a giveaway with the expectation that it's going to increase their channel size immensely, and I've been very surprised at how it doesn't always work. My first giveaway was a little disappointing because I thought I was going to get a lot more subscribers out of it, and I didn't. And it was because my reality was so different from my expectations. I was a very, very, very small channel compared to even where I am now. And so I wasn't showing up in search results anyway. So I didn't get a lot of subscribers, and I wasn't giving away anything all that awesome. Sometimes the return on the investment, if your intention is solely to grow your channel, it might not work. If your intention is to say thank you to the folks that have been supporting you, that's so much better. It's so much better. And that's why my last giveaway was so much more fulfilling, because I didn't do it because I was hoping to get a huge number of additional subscribers. I was doing it because I wanted to say thank you, because I'm like, okay, you guys have been watching me, and you've been watching me struggle and watching me succeed, kind of, and I wanted to say thank you. So giveaways are also a helpful way of helping your channel grow, and you can do as many or as few as you want. I recommend make sure that you're doing it for the right reason, and I'm not saying just saying thank you is the only good reason, but make sure it's the right reason for you, and that you're not doing it because everybody keeps saying you have to. If your viewers are saying, hey, you need to start doing some giveaways, you don't always have to do what people tell you. Fair enough? Fair enough. Okay, so metrics. Let's get into metrics. What are the important metrics that you should probably concern yourself with? Subscribers, right? No, that one's actually last on my list. So let's separate subscriber number. Let's separate the number from the people. So a person obviously represents one count in your subscriber list. Let's separate the number from the person. So when I say subscription numbers aren't important, it's the number that I'm talking about, not the people. Because I think the people are what are actually important. And the context of that is where we're going to get into these metrics. So I think subscription numbers is probably the least important metric on its own. The next most important is how often you're uploading content. I think that is, I was going to put that up higher in importance, but I don't think it's as important because there are some content creators who can post a video once a month and they get millions of views. Not so much in the action figure world, but there's folks that can do a video once a week or once every 2 weeks, and they still get a couple thousand views. So we got subscriptions, then consistent content creation, views. So I consider views to be, it is important, but on its own, a view isn't super important. Now it is important, but it's not the most important piece. Now we're going to start getting into the stuff that I think is really important. And I don't know that I would say all of this is in order of priority, but we're going to say comments are next. Comments are actually where you really start getting into the algorithmic importance within YouTube. Meaning, the more interaction you have with your user base, YouTube can look at that and say, hey, not only are people watching this person's content, they're interacting with it. So you know what, let's put more ads there. And advertisers are going to say, this channel has engagement because people are actually watching the content, taking in what they're saying, and then they're interacting with them. So that means that that's an active channel. Let's advertise there. So it basically makes that channel much more desirable for advertisers to want to advertise on. Now, I get a lot of people don't really like advertisements. I hate ads. I don't like watching ads. But it's one way that creators can actually get some revenue for the work that they've done. I plan on doing a monetization video at some point to explain the whole thing and explain my views on it. But we're not going to get any more in depth on that. But comments are very important. Likes and dislikes are also very, very important. And it's the same basic concept. Now, I might almost put likes and dislikes below comments, but I think they're pretty close to the same. But basically, it's the same concept. It's, hey, this person watched it and decided they wanted to interact with it. And as I'm thinking about it, I would actually say likes are slightly less important than comments. Because a like can be very easily just, hey, I like it. A comment, you actually have to say something potentially of meaning you watched the video. So, last but not least, the most important metric I feel is watch time. Watch time means how much of the actual video did an individual person consume? How much did they watch of the video? If you've got a 5-minute video and somebody clicked on it to view it, that's a view. And they watched 5 seconds and then they moved on. And if you had 1,000 people do that and they all did, we'll say 10 seconds because the math is easier that way. If 1,000 people did that, 10 seconds each, it doesn't amount to a lot. If they watched the whole video, let's do the math. I can't do the math in my head. So 10 seconds times 1,000 views. That's 10,000 seconds, which if we divide that by 60, that's 166 minutes. Not too bad. But if it's a 5-minute video, and if everybody watched the whole thing, that's 5,000 minutes if they watched the whole thing. So 166 minutes versus 5,000 minutes. I mean, that's a huge difference. So what does that mean? What that means is the longer people watch your video, the more engaged they are. Then you add in the fact that they're liking or disliking, and they are commenting. And you add all of that together, and that's part of what builds the algorithm that Google or YouTube has for your advertisement revenue, but also how you get promoted in different search results and promoted videos and trending and all of that. Hopefully I've explained that well enough so that you can understand that watch time, the engagement, are you engaging your viewers in your content so much so that you're retaining them, that they're staying there longer than the intro of your video? Hopefully I did. Let's talk lastly about this concept that I've seen a lot of newer channels using of it's a sub for sub. So I'll subscribe to you if you subscribe to me. It's basically I'll show you mine if you show me yours. Technically, I've already explained why this really isn't that useful. And I've jumped into it a little bit because it's fun. You know what? On a lot of the Facebook groups, folks will say, "Hey, post your SharePoint or post your SharePoint." I work in SharePoint. Sorry. Post up your YouTube channel, and I'll sub to you. You sub to me, and that's fine. That's fine. Here's the thing. I looked through my subscription list, and I've already got like 300 channels that I subscribe to. I mean, that's a lot of channels. I subscribe to technically more channels than I have subscribers who have a channel. We'll just say that. Because not all of my subscribers have a channel. But I like to try and make sure that I subscribe to as many people who are creating content as I can. Where I have an issue with the sub for sub is when it comes off as almost like a ransom or a threat, or you better do this or I'm going to unsub from you. It's only fair. I've seen it so many times. It's only fair. Now, it's fine if this is how you define your success through number of subs. That's fine. That's fine. But I don't. And I'm very put off by somebody who kind of comes into it with that mentality. Number one, like I said, I've got 300 plus subscriptions. I can't watch that much content. I try as hard as I can. So imagine somebody who's been doing this for years and years. If they did the same thing, they'd have tens of thousands of subscriptions. And you know what? A lot of folks would be like, well, what's the big deal? It's not a big deal. And it's not. It's really not. I kind of come from it more in principle of, if you like my content, you subscribe because you want more. If you don't, then you unsubscribe or you don't subscribe. That's fair. To me, that's fair. So if I don't really care for your content, or if I'm just not ready to subscribe to your content, it should be fair that I'm not going to. If that means that you're going to unsubscribe from me, okay, that's cool. I would rather you didn't. But here's the deal. More often than not, when I get these sub for sub deals, and you get a few additional subscribers that you wouldn't normally have gotten, I then look at, okay, did my view counts go up? And more often than not, I get no views. I get no additional views because of it. So that's where I'm coming from. Do the numbers of subscribers matter if you're not also coming in with the engagement of the person? If you're not bringing them together and getting actual engagement and actual interaction between their number and them and your content, then the number is just a number. and it's not really that important. And one way that you can easily see whether or not your subscribers are the ones watching your content is if you go into your analytics page as a content creator, there is a report of subscribers versus non-subscribers for the watch time. And for those that don't do YouTube, you might be surprised to know that a lot of YouTubers, it's like 70% or higher are not subscribed to the channel that are actually watching the content. There's a lot of people that just don't have a YouTube account. There's a lot of people that just don't subscribe. They just don't want that. So I come back to if this is your style, if this is what you prefer, that's fine. But I'm not going to do a sub for sub, especially if you're going to come across as almost threatening. Just not going to do it. It's not worth it to me because I'm probably not going to get any views. I'm not going to get any comments from you. I'm not going to get a discussion. Maybe I will. I'll wait and see. So my kind of rationale or my metric for whether or not I'm going to subscribe to a channel is usually if it looks like the channel already has several subscribers, quite a few subscribers, and they've got content. And I look at the content, and it's content that I have an interest in. Or if I've started some sort of friendship with that person on Facebook or Instagram or whatever other social media there is, then I will, without a doubt, I will go ahead and subscribe to that person's channel. But probably not going to do it if I don't know anything about you and you don't have a lot of content and you're brand new. But you're acting like as if you're, the big man in charge. Probably just, it's off-putting to me. Okay. So, enough about that. Hopefully that gives you a little bit of an understanding of how YouTube works for action figure community. I tend to, on a monthly basis, I've been growing. Now I'm going to talk about subscriptions, but I have been growing between 20 to 50, sometimes up to 100 subscribers in a month. Obviously, it kind of fluctuates based off of the content. But my views and my watch time has increasingly gone up. So I appreciate that from everybody who has been actually going out and watching my content. So thank you so much. Now for the main event. Finally, we're going to get to the action figure unboxing because I've been waiting for this forever. All right, we're going to move this computer out of the way. I'm going to move this over to here and we're going to start opening. So, all right, I got a bunch of stuff. Not a bunch. I got a couple of things from Amazon. I'm going to try and do this without showing my address and without cutting myself. But this, I won't start. Okay, let's just get it open and not talk about it yet. I'm not really that excited about this, except I finally have finished my Hulk. My Gladiator Hulk is now complete. Yes! Got him off of Amazon for $13.45. Only would have been better if it was less. Yeah, I'm not super excited about this character or this figure, but I am for the Build-A-Figure. Boom! Got him, coach. Move him there. Alright, next. This one. Excuse me, I've been talking way too much, so my throat hurts. I'll have to start doing some voice lessons or something. Alright. Wow, big box for not a huge figure, but I am super stoked. Haha. Okay. This is another NECA. Heroes of the Storm. Arthas. So if you saw recently, I put up a review of the Heroes of the Storm Thrall. This is World of Warcraft. Again, I don't know anything about these characters. I've had some good discussions via my comments about this, and I might go pick up a book about this to kind of understand the lore, the actual story, because the characters look super cool. So I will be reviewing him for sure. I'll have to review this one because I've reviewed almost all of them. This package I'm actually most excited for. This is coming from the man himself, Not Another Retro Channel. Okay, I'm not name dropping. Let's just say that I'm not name dropping because he actually sent it to me. So I had to say who it was. Go check out his channel. Really cool guy. Does a lot of, I mean, he's got tons and tons of stuff. I am jealous of everything he has. His collection, yeah, just tons of stuff. And he just showed a picture today on his Instagram. He got the NECA 1/4 scale Michelangelo. Oh, so jealous. All right, how are we going to open this sucker? Because we're probably running out of storage space on my computer. Ugh. Yeah. Oh, wait a second. There are 2 packages here. No. What? Okay, we're gonna open this one first because I know what this is, but what? Craig. Dude, you don't even hardly know me. But this is sweet. Okay. Anybody that's been watching my channel, this is so cool. This is the Mega Construx Xenomorph from, I believe, the Aliens Covenant movie, which I just watched last night. I put out the vibe looking for this guy because I couldn't find him. I got He-Man and I got Skeletor and I needed this guy. Craig hooked me up. N.A.R.C. Not Another Retro Channel. Again, go check him out. Now I'm name dropping. But I'm okay with that. Thank you, sir. But this I am excited for because I don't know what the heck this is all about. So, I didn't know. Let's get this out of the way. We gotta hang on to this. Look at that. Dude. And I was just telling him that, or saying that he got Michelangelo. Cool. Old school. Look at that. I don't know if you knew, but the Turtles are some of my all-time favorite. Dude, you did not have to do that, especially since, okay, so here's the deal. So I asked him how much did he want me to pay. So these guys are like $5, and he just said, "Oh, just send me 7 or give me 7." And then I realized, okay, shipping after the fact was going to be more than $2, and I think it was. And you included this, dude. Thank you, dude. Awesome. Okay, I don't know how to transition the video from this to ending the video because, all right, shelf worthy. He's going on the shelf. He's not going to get reviewed because that doesn't need to happen. But dude, thank you, bro. Alrighty, that's what I've got this week. It's a long video, but you know, I hope you enjoyed it. I did. Like I said, I'm going to be in Florida, so I don't know how active my channel will be, but I'm going to try and do at least one video. Let me know in the comments, would you be interested to see what some of the conference looks like? Apparently there's going to be upwards of 30,000 people at the conference. They rented out all of Universal Studios for Thursday night, so we get to go do everything at Universal Studios in the evening. That's kind of their big blast party at the end. So that should be pretty cool. So I'll probably do some filming. Like I said, I don't know how much hunting I'm going to do, but maybe I'll do just like a, you know, montage, whatever it is. I'll do some sort of video to show you what the nerds do when we get together and nerd out. So All right, I hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know thoughts on what makes a channel successful. How should I make my channel more successful? Be nice. Be nice. And I apologize for all the coughing. Until next time, I'll see you guys later.